the 40s to the 4, 5, 6, right? Because they were using the children as heroin. I mean, come on, Russell, what were you smoking? So I love playing troubled heroes. So you're welcome. Yes?
Hi, I'm really nervous.
Don't be nervous.
First off, I just wanted to say I've been feeling a little tired and wired at the same time, and I wondered if you had any suggestions.
Oh no. Of those of you who've seen Shark Attack 3, Megalodon, I am not saying the line, but the line in that movie, the girl who I was working with, she had no personality whatsoever. Oh no, don't she had no personality whatsoever. That's about it. And she even in the sex scene I did with her in the bathtub, it was like a wet noodle. It was unbelievable. What? It's part of my job. I have to do sex scenes. What are you going to look for? Yeah. But she just didn't give anything back. And I don't mean that in a rude way. She just didn't give anything back. So the director said to me one afternoon, just do this line, make something up, say something that's going to get something out of her. So the line was, I thought the camera, it was after we'd done the dialogue, and I said, yes, I'm totally wired. What do you say I take you home and eat your beep? Right? Fill in the blank, another word for cat, okay? Well, I said it, and she went, girl, I've just given you the opportunity of a lifetime that no woman is ever going to get from me, and you're just looking at me like a blank stare? Well, I thought that's a joke, right? I went to go do the dubbing at where we do the voice dubbing and stuff to fix the movie. We had to fix the whole thing. And I go in, they've left it in the film! And it's become one of the biggest lines in B-movie history, one of the most popular, and it's like #2 in the best lines ever. And the writer's getting all the frickin' credit for it. I made it up! But the best is when you go to watch it on the Sci-Fi Channel or one of the other channels when they dub it, because I had to dub this in, and the line is, hey, I'm really wired and I'm tired, so what do you say I take you home and watch I Love Lucy? What rhymes with that? Lucy. Anyway, so that's how it all came about.
Can I also just say, my friend Corey really loves you, and she couldn't be here, but she wanted me to say hi.
Hi.
She had a question, if I could just ask it real quick.
Real quick, because there's a lot of people and you've already had a question, so just real quick.
If there's any literary character you could play, who would it be? Or librarians.
So what?
Or librarians.
You're librarians. Ooh.
Don't say.
Spank me. I love libraries, I really do. I think it's unfortunate that a lot of the libraries are closing and the cuts are going, the money's going elsewhere when we really need to keep the libraries open. So that people who are, sorry, my soapbox a second, so that people who are less fortunate and cannot purchase books because they're quite expensive have a place to go and get books. And my sister and I donate all of our books. If a library writes to us, we will give you the books for free. Because we want, so if you have a public library, please try and support it. It's a good thing. Anyway, what was the question? The literary character. I would love to, oh gosh, it's gonna drive me nuts now. I can't remember his name. No, I don't, what's that book, the Gray movie? What is it? Stays it. No, I don't like that. No, that's not really me. Oh no, where he's got the painting in the attic. Come on. Dorian Gray. I'd love to play Dorian Gray. Because I got a painting in my attic and it's messed up. Yes, sir.
Was it creepy when he first appeared in the World War II with the gas mask child?
It was. Those gas mess childs are creepy, and a lot of people come up to me and they think it's funny when I'm at the table side and they go, "Will you be my mommy?" I'm like, "Get out of my face! Creepster!" That was very creepy, but you know what? When I was about your age, the thing that was more creepy for me, because I watched Doctor Who way back in the 1960s, that was before they had cars and television. People used to actually come into your living room and do it and pretend. What are we going to watch tonight? I don't know, but bring those homeless people in because we're watching something fun. Three's Company 2. No, we had televisions. They were big boxes. Did you remember those? They weren't flat. Could you imagine that? Who doesn't know what a big box television is? Yes, well, the odd times were I used to hide in Glasgow when my mom would walk me down the street, and after the Saturday night when I watched Doctor Who, and the odd times are the dummies with the shop dummies where they come alive and shoot people. They're even creepier in the old version than they were in the newer one. My mom used to have to put me inside her coat. Thank God it was a fur coat. That's what happened. It was the 60s, please. She put me inside her coat because I would not walk past the shop window with dummies in it because I was so scared. Yeah. So that was one of my scary moments, but doing The Empty Child was really scary. I also loved being with Davros, because that was like awesome. The one thing that I don't want to give anything away, but the one thing that I always wish that I was able to do as Captain Jack with the Doctor, I would love to have fought the Cybermen. I love the Cybermen also as a kid. I mean, Daleks are great. I have one in my living room, by the way. I do, and I had them fix it so that it's animatronic, so when someone walks by, when you come into if it's at the front door at Halloween, it scares the crap out of kids. It just goes, "Exterminate! Exterminate!" Only the cool, nerdy kids get it, because the other ones who are like dressed in those really ratty costumes, you know, I'm dressed like Uncle Bob, da da da. Only the superhero kids get it, right? And then the other thing is when I have a party, it has a sensor on it, so that when people walk past, it goes, "Nice swagger! Welcome to Casa Barrowman! Be careful!" Seriously, it's got a whole slew of things that it says. So, yeah, but the Cybermen, I love the Cybermen. Do you think they're awesome?
Yes!
Yes! What's your name?
Sammy.
Sammy thinks they're awesome! Thanks, Sammy. Yes?
Okay, I love that question just came before me because I'm dressed as Rose with
A gas mask.
But, so me and my friends who are here are huge Broadway fans, so we love everything you've done. You're
Thank you.
amazing. And two of us actually gave up the opportunity to be in a production of Les Miserables right now so that we could come here to see you because that's wonderful.
That's all right. There's thousands of productions going on around the country of that show. You can pick it up anywhere.
So we're so happy to see you today. And first girl actually took my question. I was going to ask you to sing, but instead, would you maybe give us one of your funniest or most scandalous stories from being on stage?
I'm not sure if I gotta be honest with you, I'm not sure if I did, because I never screw around during a performance.
Backstage.
No, because the audience is paying so much money to see a show. My motto is don't screw around and have fun at the audience's expense, because if they see that, it really ticks them off. But if something happens, that's very different. And I've been in the situation where something has happened, and anything goes. I used to, Martin Marquez, who played Moonface Martin, opposite me. We'd have a scene where we're in the prison, and he'd be lying in the bed, and I have to stand up and, "Oh, Hope Harcourt, I love you, Hope, and I hope you can hear me, Hope," and I start singing, "All through the night," right? Famous Cole Porter song. And as I get to the end of it, I'm supposed to go, "All through the night," and I take take a nice big breath before the night, so it's all through the night. So there's the pause. So I'm at that point, having sung the whole song, really giving it Broadway, West End, I love your whole heart. That means over the top. And I get to the point, Martin and I are lying there, and I go, all through. Martin goes, are incredible. You can hear a pin drop. Well, he dropped more than a freaking pin at that moment, I'll tell you. The whole audience heard it. So I heard the audience go, huh? Meanwhile, I'm holding a huge breath down for this big note going through. And I went, this was Martin. And he did this all through. And then he went. So I then, as I'm laughing, this is all happening within like 30 seconds, by the way. And then the boat's pulling back, and I walk over, and I'm thinking, through the night, and I'm laughing, and he's laughing, and I went, gripped him and squeezed him. It's things like that happen that are funny, but off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that I intentionally did, but I never, ever forget that fart story. And to this day, it makes me laugh. Yes?
Hi, John and Marcus. I just have to say, you are amazing.
Thank you.
And I love how you always just put on a show for all your fans, and you're always connected with us. And
great.
You're not.
Thank you.
So, back to Doctor Who and Torchwood. My one question is, will you be showing up in the 50th anniversary?
No.
Not even like CGU?
No,
just like,
no. I have no idea what they're going to do, and I wasn't asked to be in it, so I'm not going to be in it. It's not about the companions, it's about the Doctor. True, really. So that's kind of my answer, but I would love to have been asked, but because I know how popular Captain Jack is with the audience. And, and Steven says he's done certain things and da-da-da-da, whatever, and that's great, that's all fine, but, there's one guy who's Captain Jack.
How's Russell doing? Have you been talking to him?
Yes, but I'm sure that Russell, he appreciates people asking and stuff, and he's doing fine. But that's something that's Russell's business, and I won't discuss that in front of everybody, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Great, no problem.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm a musical theater geek too.
Really?
Yes, I know.
Good.
And I would be interested in knowing if there are some musical roles that you have not done that you are dying to do.
I'm not dying to do them, but I would love to. I will go back to the West End or to Broadway. I get asked all the time to do shows. And I have a deal with Ambassadors Theater Group that it stands at the moment that if I want to do anything, I go to them and they'll do it for me wherever, and then I can take it worldwide on tour, blah, 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 but it's all about time. And the thing is, I'm enjoying what I'm doing in television at the moment, and I enjoy working in television because it also gives me more freedom to be with my husband. And I'm not saying that and this is where people don't get it. People who work on Broadway and work in the West End, they are the hardest workers in the industry. They really are. Apart from the crew and everybody who work on shows. Because they do 8 shows a week, they get 1 day off a week, and they're working, from rehearsal time and then do the evening shows. It's a lot of work. But I would love to do La Cage again. I would actually love to do it on an American tour. I think it would be fantastic. We are looking into doing like concerts over here, but the problem is that most concert promoters don't know me. They know me as the guy on television who's in Doctor Who. It's kind of a double-sided coin. Doctor Who and Malcolm Merlin, but they don't know that I've had a 16-year career of singing in 9 albums and blah, blah, blah. So it's introducing them to that, but one of the promoters I know who does the conventions, we're actually talking about linking it up, that I do concerts on the first night or like the Friday night of the convention weekends. But it's expensive to do one of my shows, and it's not big because I'm just honest with you guys. I don't make a lot of money out of them. I do them for the fans, and I put all of my motto is put the money back into the show that I make. So what it costs me to do the show, I do earn a living, but not a lot from it. But the shows are expensive to do, so we have to find out a way without having to charge you guys, because you already pay enough to come to these things, right? So we have to find out a way to make it financially okay for you, but also I gotta cover the cost, because it costs like over $1.5 million to do a complete, tour of mine. And that's just to get the trucks and everything together. That's only in the UK. That's not talking about here in the US, because you got so much more to factor into it. So we are looking into it. I really want to do it, and we'll see what happens, hopefully within the next year. But I'd love to play Mac and Mabel. Yeah. Yes.
I'm going to continue the musical theater questions, and it's a preference. Do you prefer Andrew Lloyd Webber?
It's not a preference, you're born that way.
Do you prefer Andrew Lloyd Webber or Stephen Sondheim, and would you answer it by singing a portion of one of their songs?
Oh, well answering it, okay. I have to say though, you cannot compare the two.
There's a right answer and a wrong answer.
Girlfriend, don't chuck challenges down on the floor when I've worked with both of them and know them both. Because there's two different, I'm teasing. Two completely different composers. One is more kind of, lush and lyrical, and although Sondheim's lyrics and music are very lyrical and in their own sense, they're very, juxtaposed and all up and down and all over the place. I love Stephen Sondheim, I really do, obviously. And being alive.
That's the right answer.
Yeah, but Andrew, I do love singing Andrew's songs because I was in Phantom, I was in Sunset Boulevard. Sunset Boulevard was a fantastic, amazing show. And I know you're shaking your head, but it's just different styles, and you have to accept differences. Yes.
Okay, first off, I did watch Star 2, every single episode I have watched, I liked it.
Good.
Even the ones with you in it. This is more
Even the ones with me in it?
Definitely.
Oh, okay, I thought you were...
I like you more than the new one.
Okay.
Question about Era. Do you know anything about like your character? Are they going to bring back more of a vengeance issue because Tommy got killed in this? Or?
Ask me a straightforward question and I can answer it.
Okay. Your character,
yes.
Is he going to be more vengeance-driven now because Tommy is now, the character Tommy's now dead?
I don't know.
Fair enough.
Can you compare the differences between working for Stars and working for BBC, and which did you prefer as far as production?
I don't compare in that way because I'm an actor and my privilege is to work. And the fact of the matter, I love Torchwood, I love Doctor Who, I love Captain Jack. I know some of you are like, oh, it's gone to Stars, it's going to change, it's becoming more American, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit, as long as it's being made. Because the integrity that I put into the work, the integrity that Eve puts into the work, the integrity the others put into the work, Russell, Julie, everybody, it's the exact same integrity as we did before, right? But things have to change because it's a drama. If it didn't change, as in characters dying, things moving on, we would be stagnant. It would be boring. And remember, I say this, but with all due respect, we're not just making it for the Uber fans, we're making it for everybody because we want to spread that message out there, right? So if Starz comes along and says we want to do it because we're going to put the money behind it, hallelujah, go ahead and do it, right? If HBO come and say we want to do it, HBO, go and let's do it. I'm happy to always be working, and if Captain Jack is alive and Torchwood is alive, I'm happy. Yes. Hello.
Well, I watch this video like every time and I can't decide who's the luckier man. What was it like to kiss David Tennant? And I know you don't do this, but can I at least find out, like on the cheek or something?
No, sorry.
Okay.
You're not a man. No, I'm kidding. They won't let me kiss.
It's okay.
It's alright. David Tennant has chronic halitosis. Really bad breath. Yeah. And he's got false teeth. Which comes in handy. No, David's a good kisser. David's lovely. And obviously, you know, the question hasn't been asked, but you know, I will say my favorite doctor is David Tennant, so there you go. Because he's Jack's doctor. He's Jack's. Yeah. Yes, question.
Okay, you written a bunch of novels.
Sorry?
I was just going to say, take us through your writing process for your novels.
Take us through the writing process, because I don't know if you know, but my sister and I write, we've written the most current Torchwood novel, which is a great Captain Jack story. If you want to, and it continues on after Miracle Day, so it's the life of Jack continuing. My sister and I, the writing process, my sister does all the hard work. We lived, when we're doing a novel, we also have children's books, mid-grade, reading level books, Hollow Earth series about Matt and Emily Calder. It's all about art and bringing themselves, their art to life and works of art to life by recreating it because they are animare, a sect of people who can bring artwork into the real world or bring the real world into the art. And we time travel in that too in a very unique way. It took us a long time to figure that out. But we, Carol comes and lives with Scott and I for about 3 months at a time, and we take notes, record everything, we write stuff down, we come up with stories. The first characters, like in the Hollow Earth series that we came up with, was, funnily enough, a deaf character called Zach. And he is the most communicative character because he, spoiler alert, he can communicate with the other kids through telepathy. So you don't realize he's deaf when you're reading the character until one day we say, he signs. And you go, what? Oh my gosh, he's actually deaf. So we wanted to do that, create, because we want characters in the book to be different from each other and still to celebrate their differences. But Carol takes all the information away from the 3 months. She goes away, she sits in a closet, I came out, she goes back in. And she physically writes the words, takes all the information, and she does the hard work. So that's kind of our process. But we do backstories, back history, we do all that kind of stuff, and we have a great time. And that writing process, not only with Anything Goes, my autobiographies, but for me, my dreams have come true, and I have to say this before we wrap up, because I know they want me to wrap up. You guys need to know that you have made my lifelong dreams come true, and I know you work hard to come here, and you spend your hard-earned money, and that's why I think that we need to put on such a good show for you guys, because you've changed my life, you've given me everything I've dreamt about. So, and having said that, first of all, thank you very much for that. But because of that, my sister's dream was to become an author. So if I could help my sister become and live her dream, I then do that. And my sister, having written the books with me, we both were best-selling authors with the Sunday Times for 13th week. So she's a bestseller now. So it's an incredible thing, ironically, that you guys have given to me, and now I'm able to give it to somebody else. So I just want to say before we wrap up, I thank you very much. Scott thanks you because you've changed our lives, and we totally appreciate it, and we will never, ever forget it. Thank you very much, fellas.